Whispers of the waves. The plane touched down gently on the small runway, surrounded by lush greenery and the distant shimmer of the ocean. Sarah and Daniel stepped off the plane, their eyes wide with anticipation. They had been dreaming of this holiday for months, a chance to escape the hustle of their daily lives and reconnect on the tranquil island of Saint Amora. Their first glimpse of the island took their breath away. White sandy beaches stretched as far as the eye could see, and the water was an impossible shade of blue. They were greeted by the warm, salty breeze and the sound of waves softly crashing against the shore. A charming local named Luis met them at the airport, ready to take them to their seaside bungalow. The bungalow was everything they had hoped for. Nestled among swaying palm trees, it overlooked a private stretch of beach. The walls were painted in bright, cheerful colors, and the air was filled with the scent of fresh flowers. Sarah and Daniel couldn't believe their luck, it felt like they had stepped into a postcard. The first morning, they woke up early to watch the sunrise. They sat on the veranda, sipping coffee and holding hands as the sky turned shades of pink and orange. "This is perfect," Sarah whispered, leaning her head on Daniel's shoulder. He smiled and kissed the top of her head. "Just like you," he replied softly. Their days were a mix of adventure and relaxation. They snorkeled in the crystal-clear waters, marveling at the vibrant coral reefs and colorful fish. One afternoon, they rented a small boat and explored hidden coves, finding a secluded beach where they spent hours swimming and sunbathing. The island was a treasure trove of natural beauty, and every discovery felt like their own little secret. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Daniel suggested a walk along the beach. The sky was a canvas of purples and blues, and the stars began to twinkle above them. Hand in hand, they strolled along the shoreline, the cool water lapping at their feet. "Sarah, there's something I've been wanting to tell you," Daniel said, stopping and turning to face her. His eyes were serious but full of love. Sarah felt her heart skip a beat. "What is it, Daniel?" He took a deep breath, reaching into his pocket. "I've been waiting for the perfect moment, and I can't think of a better place than here, with you, in paradise." He pulled out a small velvet box and got down on one knee. Sarah gasped, her hands flying to her mouth. Tears filled her eyes as Daniel opened the box to reveal a stunning diamond ring. "Sarah, you are my everything. My best friend, my love, my partner in all things. Will you marry me?" For a moment, it felt like time stood still. The only sound was the gentle whisper of the waves. Sarah nodded, unable to speak through her tears of joy. "Yes, Daniel, yes," she finally managed to say, her voice breaking with emotion. Daniel slipped the ring onto her finger and stood, pulling her into his arms. They kissed, their hearts full to bursting. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, as if they were celebrating along with them. Their engagement set the tone for the rest of the holiday. They spent their days exploring the island and their nights dreaming of their future together. They visited local markets, tasted exotic foods, and danced under the stars at impromptu beach parties. Every moment was a celebration of their love and the beautiful life they were building together. On the fourth day, they decided to hike up to the island's highest point, Mount Amora. The path was steep and winding, but the view at the top was worth every step. They stood hand in hand, looking out over the island, the ocean stretching endlessly beyond. "It's breathtaking," Sarah said, her voice filled with awe. "I feel like we're on top of the world." Daniel squeezed her hand. "We are, Sarah. And I'm so glad we're here together." They sat on a rocky outcrop, sharing a picnic lunch and talking about their dreams. The future felt wide open, full of possibilities. They talked about the kind of house they wanted, the places they still wanted to visit, and even the names they liked for their future children. It was a day filled with hope and joy, and they came down from the mountain feeling closer than ever. Back at the bungalow, Sarah found a note slipped under the door. It was an invitation to a beach bonfire that evening, hosted by some of the locals. They decided to go, eager to experience more of the island's culture. The bonfire was a magical experience. The beach was lit up by the flames, and the air was filled with the sound of laughter and music. They joined in on traditional dances, learning the steps and moving to the rhythm of the drums. They met other travelers and locals, sharing stories and making new friends. As the night went on, Daniel noticed Sarah looking up at the stars. "What are you thinking about?" he asked, wrapping his arm around her. "I'm just feeling grateful," she replied, leaning into him. "For you, for this place, for everything. It's like a dream." Daniel kissed her forehead. "I feel the same way. This place is special, but it's you who makes it magical." The next day, they took a day trip to a nearby island, known for its vibrant markets and historic ruins. They wandered through the bustling stalls, buying handmade crafts and tasting local delicacies. Sarah found a beautiful scarf, hand-dyed in bright, tropical colors, and Daniel bought a wooden carving of a dolphin, a symbol of the island's marine life. The ruins were equally enchanting. They walked through the ancient stone structures, imagining what life had been like centuries ago. They found a quiet spot under a large tree, where they sat and listened to the wind rustling through the leaves. "This trip has been everything I hoped for and more," Sarah said, resting her head on Daniel's shoulder. "I feel like we've made so many memories already." Daniel nodded. "And we have so many more to make. This is just the beginning." As their holiday came to an end, Sarah and Daniel felt a pang of sadness at leaving the island. But they knew they were taking something even more precious with them, memories of a perfect trip and the promise of a lifetime together. On their last night, they sat on the beach, watching the waves and reflecting on their journey. "I can't wait to come back here someday," Sarah said, leaning into Daniel's embrace. "We will," Daniel promised, kissing her forehead. "And until then, we'll carry this place in our hearts." With one last look at the ocean, they walked back to their bungalow, ready to face the world hand in hand, their love story enriched by the magic of Saint Amara. And so, they left the island, but the island never left them. It became a part of their story, a chapter in the book of their love, a paradise where their hearts had found a home.